Ew, it went out of tune. Hello. I'm parked outside of the, I don't remember what it's called, Heritage Museum maybe? There's this big thing in the way called Spaces to Experiences Museum, Trade Show, Corporate, Residential, Retail. Spacestoexperiences.com. They probably rent all kinds of stuff. Anyway, I'm sitting outside this beautiful building. And it's right in downtown St. Joseph where we live. Whoops, too sharp. And yeah, about to take a quick little songwriting adventure drive, heading north a bit. Clear my mind or maybe fog it up. I would argue that for me, where I live now is a much clearer mindset. If you've followed any of my past really bizarre spiritual videos about how place affects you, and specifically using my life story as an example, different places affected me. Like I became almost activist-y in a New Mexico video I was watching recently, where I was in like northern New Mexico and feeling some serious spiritual vibes, smelling all the sage, and like, yeah, it was intense. Lately, in tune sounds out of tune to me. It sounds sharp, so I have one of those sensitive ears where I think I resonate with what they said. I'm going to try tuning it down a hair. There's people who say that in the 1950s people changed A440, and it didn't used to be that. Like an A used to be, I think, 432. And then culturally we changed everything. We sharpened everything up a little bit. And I think I've always liked the sound of an out-of-tune piano, especially, well, only if it's slightly flat. But you gotta get it still matching. So if everything's gonna be down, then I gotta get them to match. Yikes, that's really hard to do. Yeah, everything in tune sounds a little too bright to me. It's really hard to get them to match about 2 little clicks down on the tuner. Pretty close. Alright, here's a song that I'm making up right now. Yes, Heritage Museum and Cultural Center. And also the reason I wanted to write a song here is there's a sign over the door that says, "The past is prologue." And I've never felt so seen and so excited to be alive in my life than reading that. The past is prologue. Everything you've ever lived, everything you've ever felt, everything that's ever gone wrong for you, everything you've ever been afraid of. That's the prologue. What's coming up is the book. That's a pretty intense thought, but it's true. I mean, this moment right now is leading you to something you can't see. It's leading me to something I can't see, something I can't know. All kinds of things. Okay, this song is also dedicated to fall. And leaves changing. Changing color, changing your tune. Are you coming true? And through the way you want to, little girl. From your conventions and fly in your mind in real time too, 'cause it takes bravery and strength to admit you find that great, big, or tiny new bullseye. What's your target, dear? Where you heading, dear? Can you see it clearly? Focus on me. The God in your mind that speaks in real time, 'cause God is alive. You know He is alive. You know. Well, that's how I improvise and write songs and learn things from the universe, from God.